choosing a term life insurance provider. I had written this post about 2 years ago, and we're going to run through this process again with the latest comparison information. So let's head over to Google, and I've typed compare term insurance, and you will see results. I generally like to use a comparison portal that does not ask you for personal information, that does not give you the give you an OTP in your mobile and so on. They'll then bug you with SMSs, and they'll bug you with emails. So I would like to go down there, scroll down a bit. I tried this yesterday, and somehow by luck I clicked on this truecompare.in just by instinct. I think they do not ask for any personal information. So let's start comparing right now. So how much cover would you like? Now, many people are very arbitrary about this. I don't know why you need to be arbitrary. They just like the idea of being a crorepati, I think, so they just put 1 crore there. So, it doesn't take much to actually calculate how much life insurance you actually need. And if you're young, if you're a young earner, less than 30, 1 crore may be a little too much, but it's okay for you to get 1 crore if they will give you. But if you have children and so on, 1 crore may be actually less, so you better calculate. So I will say 75 lakhs just for the sake of getting some numbers. 75 lakhs. How long do you want your cover to last? Now this is again a problem. People want covers to last up to age 80, age 90 and so on. This is silly. Now there's no need for a term insurance when your net worth is actually higher than your sum insured. Suppose you take your policy for, let's say, 75 lakhs. In about 10 years time, your net worth should be greater than 75 lakhs. You should invest so that you get your net worth higher than the term insurance sum assured. But most people fail to recognize this. So they think it's good to have extra money for your nominee as long as you live, or to age 80 or age 70 or so on. It's completely unnecessary. It's going to make the premium more expensive. Please don't do this. Let's say you are a 27-year-old now, get it until you are about 54 or 55. So let's say next 30 years. So 27-year-old, next 30 years is going to be age 57. You don't need it more than that. You owe it to yourself after buying your term insurance to to invest in a right manner and aggressively build wealth, instead of worrying about getting term insurance as long as possible. Age 55 is good enough. 60 at best. I don't think you need anything more than that. So male, I'll say 1st January 1990. So I'm millennial. Smoker or non-smoker, I'll say non-smoker. Email address 98 set. Then choose the city. I don't know why city is important, but yeah, maybe. How do they wish to contact me? Click on email. Don't put phone. Select the term and go to quote. Now, so you have asked for a cover of 75 lakhs for 30 years, and you are a non-smoker. Look at the quotes here. Look at the prices. The lowest is around 6,200 and the highest is about 11,000 or so. And the good thing about this portal is it tells you, if you hover over the price, it tells you how price varies for different lengths of the cover. So for 15 years it's about 5,700. For 40 years cover it's like 7,200. So higher the length of the cover, higher the premium. So it's not necessary to buy for a duration more than what you need. So that's one. And obviously all of them are going to be online applications, so don't worry about that. Now claims, life claims paid. Now in the first video I talked about how useless claim settlement is, but I don't know why these guys do this, but if you actually hover on this, they'll tell you the claim settlement ratios over the past few years from IRDA data. Well, it's up to you to take this seriously or not. I'm not going to. It makes no difference whatsoever for me. For me, there's absolutely no difference between a claim settlement of 91.3% and 97.59%. There's absolutely no difference. I mean, it's up to you. It's your comfort level. Then they tell you about life claims settled in the last 30 days. There's supposed to be some graph here, but it doesn't come out. Don't worry about that. This is irrelevant. Life claims paid percentage is irrelevant. Claim settlement per 30 days is irrelevant. You don't need all that. You can just choose the plans that you're comfortable with. That's no big deal. Now, you can see here LIC is not the most expensive. Kotak has got a slightly higher plan. It's up to you. I mean, I don't see any difference. You can just do inky pinky ponky here. That's it. If you don't want LIC, if you don't want Kotak, if you don't want expensive ones, let's take slightly recognized brands. HDFC Life, let's click that. ICICI Prudential, let's click that. These have been around for a few years. Max Life, let's click that, right? And then you can compare them. Warning, most of the information given in the comparison is useless, but I'm just doing it for illustration. So when you compare it, it will tell you the price, it will tell you the minimum sum assured, maximum sum assured, age of entry, blah blah blah. Riders available, you don't want any riders, I don't care for them, doesn't matter. Payment options, don't choose single pay policies, buy annual premium policies. Claim ratio is useless, number of claims paid is useless, claim amount is useless, claim resolution is useless, solvency ratio is useless, claim spending is useless, claim settled in 30 days is useless. Useless, useless, useless. So back there, you can get rid of that. So like I said in the first video, it just comes down to inky pinky ponky. And now, and the other thing is, people make a big deal about medical tests. Now when you are applying for life insurance, the insurer is going to evaluate the risk you pose for them. So if they want a medical test, let them ask for it. You don't need to tell them, no, I'm going to insist on a medical. That's just plain stupid. There's no need to do all that. If you do what is asked, it's a contract based on good faith, right? If they are happy in accepting your details without any medical test, that's fine. That's good enough. It doesn't matter. So don't worry about all that. And please recognize that these premiums are only indicative. They are for your age and for a non-smoker and for a male. Now when you apply, they will ask you other details about the kind of lifestyle you lead, your diseases and diseases in your family and so on, and the kind of job that you have. Based on that and based on the medical results, if they ask you for a medical test, you have to undergo that. They will pay for it, and based on those results, the final premium will be decided. The final premium will be can be much higher than what is actually quoted here. So don't take these things too seriously. And what I would suggest is, this 75 lakhs is again only indicative. We just wanted to see what the portal throws up. Now once you do an inky pinky ponky and choose the insurer, let's say you choose HDFC Life, talk to the insurance company, right? Send them a mail and find out for your annual income what is the maximum cover that they will provide. Typically these guys will be happy to give you an insurance for 12 times to 15 times of your annual income. Some may even be able to give you for 20. It depends on their rules and regulations. I don't know that. And if you want to get a term insurance policy, you have to show them income proof. Typically they will ask you for IT returns for the last 3 years. It depends on the rules. That's what I did in LIC. I don't remember. My policy is almost 10 years back, when there were no online policies around. Incidentally, my premium is very hefty, 45k for just 60 lakh cover. I was obese then. I have had blood pressure and so on. So it depends. So if you are overweight, you're going to have to pay a lot more. So that's it. So that's the first step. So you now do an inky pinky ponky. Doesn't matter. All these portals are not going to give you anything meaningful. It just gives you an indicative premium. Write to the insurer. Find out the maximum cover they will offer you. If you are a young earner who is not married, not having any children, just get the maximum cover they will offer you and be happy with it for now. If you are married and if you have kids, one or two of them, or if your parents, whether married or unmarried, if your parents are going to be dependent on you, if your in-laws, if you have them, are going to be dependent on you, then you may need to actually calculate how much insurance is necessary, and that may be more or less. But once you know what is the maximum amount that an insurer will be able to offer you, that gives you a benchmark, right? And that's what you are going to aim at. So these are the basics. Now I have two calculators. I will link them in the post. You can also get the links to the calculators in this post, how to choose a term insurer in 30 minutes. The first one is a life insurance calculator for the young earner, and the next one is actually a kind of a child planner. This is for a person with 2 children. They can actually plan. I also have a third more comprehensive calculator, but you don't need that. You can just use it. So this is for the young earner. I'll just run through the basics here.